Okay, all of you good morning students. Today we have to see the qualitative analysis of a mixture salt. So in the first year semester 1 syllabus under prescribed Rayalaseema University we have practicals on qualitative analysis of a mixture salt. I think you know very familiar about simple salt analysis, how to do anion and cation identifications in the given simple salt. In your earlier classes, you have to know about simple salt analysis. But here we have to find out more than one cation and one anion. That is qualitative analysis of a mixture salt, not simple salt. Qualitative analysis of a mixture salt. You know very well, mixture salt contains generally 2 anions and 2 cations. So mixture salt contains 2 anions and 2 cations. You know very well, anion means negatively charged ion is known as anion. Positively charged ion is known as cation. So anion means negative part of the salt, cation means positive part of the salt. So every mixture salt in general contains 2 anions and 2 cations. So we have to find out what are the 2 anions present given in the mixture salt, what are 2 cations present in the given mixture salt. We have to find out while doing the experiment. So we have divided 3 parts here: experiment column, here observation column. So this is experiment column, this is observation column, then inference. So under the experiment column, you do the experiment, what are the reagents we have to add, then what observations you have to find out, then what is the main ion is present based on observation we have to know. So here very well, please remind, mixture salt means 2 anions and 2 cations. So before identification of main anion reactions, first simply we have to observe preliminary tests: state, color, action of heat, flame test. So here state means the given mixture salt is crystalline or amorphous. Crystalline means it is a crystalline nature of salt. Amorphous means it is a powdered, smooth powdered salt. So you have to write under observation column, the given salt is either crystalline or amorphous. Next, color. So majority salts are in white in color, but some of the salts are colored salts. In general, blue or bluish green salt may be copper salt, copper nitrate, copper chloride, copper sulfate. These all are blue color salts. Then pale green salt, it is ferrous salts, ferrous sulfate, ferric sulfate, ferrous sulfate. These are pale green color. Then pale pink color salts are manganese salts, manganese chloride, MnCl2, manganese sulfate, MnSO4. These are pale pink color. Purely pink color means cobalt salts. So remaining salts are white in color. So here then next preliminary test, action of heat. So a small amount of the given mixture is taken in a dry test tube and heat slowly first and then strongly. What observations we have to find out here when the salt is heated? Water drops are formed, may be hydrated salts. A white sublimate is formed, may be ammonium salt. Yellow in hot, white in cold, zinc salts. Orange in hot, yellow in cold, lead salts. Reddish brown vapors are evolved when the salt is heated. Reddish brown vapors are coming out from the test tube. So it may be night indicates. So substance swelled and shrink is a phosphate or borate ions. Generally white sublimate formed in the test tube means ammonium salts, ammonium chloride, ammonium nitrate, ammonium sulfate. When these salts we have taken, when these salts are heated, white sublimate is formed at the inner sides of the test tube. It indicates ammonium ion is present. So next, after the action of heat, next flame test. Flame test means small amount of the mixture is moisturized with 2 or 2 drops of concentrated HCl and made into paste. Introduce the paste into the Bunsen flame with a glass rod. Okay. So blue color or bluish green flame copper, apple green flame barium, brick red flame, brick color red flame is observed. It may be calcium. Apple green flame we have observed, it may be barium. Then crimson red flame strontium. Then lilac or violet may be potassium. So these are the flame test reactions. Next, main reactions we have to observe here. Identification of anions here. Main reactions we have to observe here. Identification of ions. Then first reaction we have to see action of HCl. Action of HCl means a pinch of given mixture salt is taken in a dry test tube and add diluted HCl. A pinch of mixture salt is taken in a dry test tube and add diluted hydrochloric acid. So immediately colorless gas is evolved with Briggs evolutions. That gas is CO2 gas. CO2 gas is evolved. So when burning splitter is exposed to the gas, it is puts off. Then this gas turns lime water milky. This evolved CO2 gas turns lime water milky. So AB are the confirmatory test for carbonate. So action of diluted HCl, evaluation of CO2 gas is the identification of carbonate. So when carbonate salts are given, immediately you have to observe these changes while adding diluted HCl. So while adding diluted HCl to the carbonate salts, immediately colorless gas with brisk evaporation is evolved. This gas burning splinter is exposed to this gas, it is put off. Similarly, this gas turns to lime water milky. So here lime water milky means lime water means calcium hydroxide, CaOH2. It is lime water. So in this lime water we have to send the CO2 gas. The formed CO2 gas is sent to the lime water. Lime water means here calcium hydroxide. Immediately white milky precipitate is formed. That is here calcium carbonate, CaCO3. It is a white milky precipitate plus H2O. So formation of white calcium carbonate indicates the lime water turns to milky. So lime water CaOH2 converts to CaCO3 in the presence of carbon dioxide. So lime water milky in the presence of carbon dioxide, it is due to the formation of white calcium carbonate. So these are the some of the reactions we have observed while doing test for carbonate salts. So here we have observed some of the carbonate salts. Sodium carbonate plus hydrochloric acid gives rise to sodium chloride plus carbon dioxide plus water. Then carbonate salt, calcium carbonate, adding hydrochloric acid, it gives calcium chloride, carbon dioxide and water. Then ammonium carbonate, add hydrochloric acid, it gives ammonium chloride, carbon dioxide and water. Then zinc carbonate, add hydrochloric acid, immediately it forms zinc chloride, colorless gas carbon dioxide and water. So here in these all are carbonate salts. Sodium carbonate, calcium carbonate, ammonium carbonate, zinc carbonate. All are carbonate salts. So while adding dilute hydrochloric acid, immediately here colorless gas is evolved, that is CO2. In all reactions, CO2 gas is evolved. CO2, CO2, CO2. So while liberating CO2 gas, so this gas when we put the burning splinter, so burning splinter is exposed to the gas, it is puts off. It is indication of the given salt contains carbonate. Then this gas turns to lime water milky. Lime water means calcium hydroxide. We pass the carbon dioxide gas over the calcium hydroxide or lime water. Immediately calcium carbonate white precipitate is formed. It is milky color. So lime water milky in the presence of carbon dioxide. So these are some of the reactions regarding identification of carbonate. Carbonate means here CO3 minus 2 anion. So identification of carbonate anion. So next reaction we have to observe action of concentrated sulfuric acid. Action of concentrated sulfuric acid. Here take a pinch of given mixture salt in a dry test tube and add concentrated sulfuric acid. Concentrated sulfuric acid. Here you have to observe pungent smell gas is evolved. Pungent smell gas is evolved. Okay, so you put a glass rod dipped in the ammonium hydroxide solution. Okay, it gives dense white fumes on a glass rod dipped in ammonium hydroxide solution. It indicates chloride ion. A colorless, pungent smell, pungent odor gas is evolved. It gives dense white fumes with glass rod dipped in ammonium hydroxide solution. So while adding concentrated sulfuric acid to the given mixture salt, immediately colorless gas with pungent odor is evolved. It gives dense white fumes with glass rod dipped in ammonium hydroxide solution. So that dense white fumes are ammonium chloride vapors. So how the reaction takes place means here you take chloride salts, for example ammonium chloride or barium chloride. So these both are having chloride ions. To this salts we have to add sulfuric acid, NH4, 2NH4Cl plus H2SO4 gives rise to ammonium sulfate. NH4 taken twice, SO4 ammonium sulfate plus hydrogen chloride gas. Then barium chloride contains a chloride anion. So adding H2SO4 it forms barium sulfate plus hydrogen chloride gas. So in this gas we have to expose a glass rod dipped in ammonium hydroxide solution. This gas, this hydrogen chloride react with ammonia present in ammonium hydroxide ammonia, it forms ammonium chloride. These are dense white fumes. Due to the formation of ammonium chloride, it indicates dense white fumes. So action of H2SO4 it gives the positive result for chloride and bromide also. So chloride means then when you take a pinch of mixture salt in a test tube and add concentrated sulfuric acid, immediately colorless gas with pungent odor is evolved. It gives dense white fumes with glass rod dipped in ammonium hydroxide solution. It indicates under inference column we have to write maybe chloride ion, maybe chloride ion. Okay. So sometimes it gives the reddish brown vapors. It indicates bromide. Reddish brown vapors instead of white colored vapors. White colored vapors means ammonium chloride here, dense white fumes. Reddish brown vapors gives the bromide anion present in the given mixture salt. Then next reaction, action of copper turnings. Then next reaction we have to observe action of copper turnings. Action of copper turnings in the presence of concentrated sulfuric acid. Next reaction, action of copper turnings and concentrated sulfuric acid. This test gives positive reaction for nitrate anion. Nitrate anion. So you have to take a pinch of given mixture salt in a dry test tube and add 2 or 3 copper turnings, then add concentrated sulfuric acid. If needed, gently heat. Then immediately the reddish brown vapors are evolved. Reddish brown vapors are evolved from the test tube. This reddish brown vapors are indicates the formation of NO2, nitrogen dioxide. After some time, the solution present in the test tube becomes blue in color. So, reddish brown vapors are evolved. The solution in the test tube becomes blue in color. So, these two are the indication of presence of nitrate anion in the given mixture salt. So next you know very well sulfate anion with barium chloride solution, BaCl solution. Identification of the sulfate, SO4 minus 2 ion. So identification of the sulfate ion with barium chloride solution, BaCl2, barium chloride solution. Take a pinch of salt in a dry test tube and add this one barium chloride solution. So while adding barium chloride solution to the given mixture salt which is containing sulfate ion, white precipitate is formed here. White precipitate is formed. This white precipitate is insoluble in concentrated HCl. It indicates the conformation of the sulfate ion. Formation of the white precipitate in the presence of barium chloride solution, it indicates the presence of sulfate ion. It is insoluble in concentrated HCl. It indicates the conformation of sulfate ion. So this is the barium chloride solution, identification of the sulfate ion. What time is become time?
18 minutes, sir.
Good 25. So next we have to observe here. No, it will be better in home and solve board way So next reaction we have to observe action with concentrated H2SO4 ethyl alcohol. To a small amount of the mixture, few drops of concentrated H2SO4 and ethyl alcohol are added, and heating the resulting solution is poured into a beaker containing sodium carbonate solution. It gives fruity odor is given out. Fruity odor or vinegar smell. It indicates presence of acetate ion. It indicates presence of acetate ion. Next, ethyl borate test. It is for borate ion. Action of concentrated H2SO4 plus ethyl alcohol to the small amount of the given mixture concentrated H2SO4 and ethyl alcohol are added and heated. The volatile vapors are ignited. Vapors burn with green edged flame. It indicates the presence of borate ion. So H2 and also borate ion. So next, you know very well, confirmatory tests for anions. Action of silver nitrate solution. A small amount of the sodium carbonate extract is neutralized with diluted HNO3 and few drops of silver nitrate is added. It gives white curdy precipitate is formed and is completely soluble in ammonium hydroxide solution. Chloride ion is confirmed. Then a pale yellow precipitate is formed and is partially soluble in ammonium hydroxide solution. It indicates the presence of or conformation of bromide. White curdy precipitate indicates chloride ion. Pale yellow precipitate indicates bromide ion, while adding silver nitrate solution to the sodium carbonate extract of mixture solid. So next we must observe brown ring test. This brown ring test for nitrate ion. So sodium carbonate extract is neutralized with diluted H2SO4 and equal volume of freshly prepared ferrous sulfate solution is added. Keep the test tube in an inclined position and add concentrated H2SO4 drop by drop along the sides of the test tube. A brown ring is formed at the junction of the two liquids. A brown ring is formed at the junction of the two liquids. Nitrate is confirmed. Then next reaction, test with neutral ferric chloride. Sodium carbonate extract is neutralized with diluted HCl and then neutral ferric chloride solution is added. Red colorization is obtained. It indicates the conformation of acetate ion. Next, action of calcium fluoride. A small amount of given mixture is mixed with equal amount of calcium fluoride CaF2. To this add 2 or 3 drops of concentrated sulfuric acid and made into a paste. This paste is introduced into the Bunsen flame with a glass rod. What observation we have observed? Green flame is observed. Borate ion is confirmed. So these are the some of the reactions for the identification of anions. So before that you do the complementary test for anions, first you have to prepare the sodium carbonate extract. The given mixture and sodium carbonate are taken in the 1:2 ratio. Add sufficient amount of water, boil it for 10 minutes, centrifuged and the residue is discarded. The filtrate obtained is called sodium carbonate extract. By using sodium carbonate extract, so here Na2CO3 extract. By using sodium carbonate extract, we will do the confirmatory test for anions. So you know very well anions. So carbonate ion, then next chloride and bromide ions, next nitrate ions, then sulfate ions, then acetate ions, then borate ions. So these are the some of the anions present in the given mixture salt. So confirmatory test we have to do the by using sodium carbonate extract. By using sodium carbonate extract, we do the confirmatory test for these ions. So carbonate anion, chloride, bromide, nitrate, sulfate, acetate and borate. These are the some of the anions present in the given mixture salt. So first we have to identify present in the given mixture salt. After identification of the mixture salt, after identification of the anions present in the given mixture salt, then we have do the experiment on confirmatory test for the above positive anions. Above positive anions. So first we have to find out the anions. That means identification of anions present in the given mixture salt. Then confirmatory test for the above obtained positive anions. So up to here the reactions of anions we have to observe. Next identification of cations. So ఎంత నిమిషం
26 నిమిషాలు
So here these are the some of the reactions regarding anions. So first preliminary test, state, color, action of heat, flame test. These are the preliminary tests of mixture salt. Then identification of anions. So here we will do the experiment for anions like carbonate, chloride, bromide, nitrate, sulfate, acetate, borate. So these are the anions we will do test for one by one up to borate. So these in general out of these anions you will get 2 anions positively, remaining all are negative. You will get only 2 anions positive reactions. Then the 2 positive anions, next you will do the confirmatory test by using sodium carbonate extract. By using sodium carbonate extract, you have to confirm the real positive anions what you got in the general identification test. Okay, so first identification of the anions, next confirmatory test for anions. So one by one you have to do the same. You have to produce in your observation book. So in your observation book you have to divide these 3 parts: experiment column, observation column, then inference column. So you have to write first under experiment column, then you have to observe what experiment we have done, what is the result. Getting the result you have to produce under observation column. Based on observation, what is the main ion is present, you have to mention under inference column. So up to here you will do the identification of anions and confirmatory test for anions up to here. Then after identification of confirmation of anions, next you have to proceed the identification of cations. You know very well each mixture salt contains 2 anions and 2 cations. First you have to find out 2 anions present in the given mixture salt. After that you identify the 2 cations present in the given mixture salt by qualitative analysis method. So here the cations means first cation you have to find out ammonium ion is present or not. So ammonium ion NH4 plus ammonium ion is present or not in the given mixture salt. So here when you will get the ammonium chloride, ammonium carbonate, ammonium sulfate, like that ammonium salts, you will get the positive reaction of ammonium ion. For the identification of this ammonium ion, the major tests are, one is test with sodium hydroxide, that is a general identification of ammonium ion by NaOH adding reaction to the given mixture salt solution. Second one is the action of Nessler's reagent. Action of Nessler's reagent. It is reddish brown precipitate you have to obtain while adding Nessler's reagent. It is conformation of ammonia. It is conformation of ammonia. So for the identification of ammonium cation, two tests you have to do. One is action of sodium hydroxide. Second one is action of Nessler's reagent. Nessler's reagent. So after doing the test for ammonium cation, whether it may be present or not, if the present, the same will be right under the observation column and information column. If you will get the negative reaction, the same no reaction is observed. You have to write under observation column. Then you have to proceed tabular form for the separation of cations. First group cations, second group cations, third group cations, fourth group cations, fifth group cations, then sixth group cations. So these are the we have a separation table for the identification of each group cations.
31 sir. 32 minutes అయింది.
Okay, remaining to be continued in the next class. Next, identification of cations. How to identify cations in the separation table? What are the reagents we have to add? First group cation, second group cation, third group cation, fourth group cation, fifth group cations, and sixth group cations. How to identify cations in the groups? So next class we have to discuss about the cationic reactions. Okay, so to be continued in the next class. Remaining to be continued in the next class. Okay.